My name is Kelechi. You play so many games. Some of you play video games, board games, field games, sport games, computer games. But let's talk about board games today. So many board games to play. There's checkers, there's snakes and ladders, there's Monopoly, of course, there's chess, and my favorite, Scrabble. I'd like to talk about Scrabble today. I hope you love to play the game. It's interesting, it's witty, it's creative, it's imaginative. It helps you improve your vocabulary. You get to use the dictionary more often. You get to spell words. You get to learn how to take your turns. And of course, you learn how to do the math. You have to score the words when you play the words. So I'm going to tell you how to play Scrabble today. First things first, we'll start with a Scrabble board. Wow. I have a dummy Scrabble board here, just like this one here. And what you notice about the Scrabble board is it consists of several squares, smaller squares, different colored squares. If you have the time to count it, you're going to have about 225 squares because it's a 15 by 15 square board. So that said, we also have these guys here, look like benches. Most times they come in this design. They are called the tile racks. They keep the tiles, 7 tiles at every point in time when you play Scrabble. Remember I told you, the tiles have alphabet on them. You see, it has number 4 on it. All right? And letter H, we have letter G, and has number 2 on it. Every tile has an alphabet and a number, except, of course, these guys called the blank tiles. They don't come with anything, but they can become anything. See that? They don't come with anything, but you can make them anything. They're like the jokers of the game when you have them. They can be used as any letter to make a word. In Scrabble, two can play, 3 can play, 4 can play. Most times, that's the maximum number of players you have in the Scrabble. In the typical Scrabble game, most people like to play just one-on-one. Sometimes family and friends can join you, but you should not have more than 4 people on the Scrabble board. And then you shuffle again without looking into the bag. Remember, you shouldn't pee into the bag. Nope. Don't peep into the bag. Look away from the bag and pick your 7 letters. So we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Once you take 7 letters, the next thing to do is to put them on your rack. 7 letters, remember, 7 is the magical number. And listen to this. 7 is not an even number, but to make 7 an even number, take the S out. You get even. Think about that. Think about that. 7 is not an even number, but to make it an even number, you take the S out and you have an even number. Think about it. Let's come back to the game. So here I have my 7 letters. Of course, we always should have a score sheet to take down the scores. So since mommy is playing first, remember this is the game between mommy and daddy. Mommy is playing first, you write mommy's name first, mommy, and then you have daddy with your pen. Now let me pick for daddy. Daddy's gonna have 7 letters too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sometimes you just pick one by one, 7. And there you go for daddy's. Here are daddy's letters. I shouldn't see them. Okay, so now you have 7 letters each. Next thing is to make your move. Your first word starts now and has to be at the center of the board. Most times, people like to play with a timer. Use the timer to make sure nobody's taking too much time to play. And that keeps everybody on their toes. But right here, we're just going to play like family and friends. Always make sure you have a Scrabble dictionary handy. If you don't have the paperback or the hard copy, download on your mobile phone or your devices. All right, so let's start. I'm going to make my first move right away. Here are my 7 racks. Remember, I must make my word to touch the star at the center. When I make my word, I'll use the numbers on the tiles to score the words. That's what the numbers are for, to score words. Okay? I'm going to think of a word to make, and then I'll make. Shuffling. I'm shuffling. There has to be a word here for me. So I have my word here. The first word I'm going to make is this. M-O-V-E. And that's move. Once I make my word, I'll use the letters to score. So I'll use 3 plus 1, 4. 4 plus 4, 8. 8 plus 1, 9. Now the first word you make in Scrabble is always a double word. So that's 2 times 9. You double the word. That's 18. Once I make 18, I go back to the bag and take out back the ones I played. 4 letters I played and a few my tiles. All right? And then I wait for my opponent to make their move. The letters he has or she has here. And I have to make the word to connect to the word on the board already. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make here and connect to this one. So I'm making P-R-I-M-E, prime. Remember I told you about the colored squares. Some are double letters, so I score with them. 2, 5, 7, 8, 11. So that's 11 for my opponent. And then I go back to the bag and pick again, okay? And there you have it. And the circle continues, and the next person plays, and the next person plays. If someone makes a word you're not sure of, you can choose to contest the word by using the dictionary to challenge the word. That's where you get to learn new words, you build your vocabulary, you improve your word power, and of course, you're having fun while learning at the same time. In our next class, we'll talk more about how to score in Scrabble and how to make longer words. Another wonderful board game called chess. If you look at the chess board set before me here, you notice 2 things. We have the black pieces and the white pieces. Chess is a 2-man strategy game. Unlike Scrabble, only 2 people can play chess. One-on-one, bring in your best wits. I bring in my best wits. We'll log our heads together and we'll come out with the best. If you're better than me, fine. There's no luck here. You just have to play with the best of the best thinking you possibly can get. Think deep, think creatively, anticipate your next move, anticipate your opponent's move. It's a good game. If you want to be a leader, chess is highly, highly recommended. First and foremost, you look at the chess board itself. 64 squares. We have the light squares and the dark squares. Each player has 1 king, 1 queen, 1 bishop, 2 knights, 2 rooks, and of course, 8 pawns. The pawns are the front soldiers. They can take 1 steps. In their first move, they can take 2 steps, all forward. That's all they do. They take 1 step forward or 2 steps when they're making their very first move. And they can take 1 step sideways if they're capturing another piece. They can also capture their front soldiers or what you call foot soldiers. And then you have the back ones, like I told you. The most powerful piece on the chessboard is the queen. With the queen, you can go any distance within the chessboard, any distance, any distance. And then you have the king. The chess game ends when the king is under what we call the checkmate. Under a checkmate, the king cannot move without being captured. When that happens, it's said that the game is ended. The king has been checkmated. And that's what brings the game to a close. There are many ways to learn how to play chess, but this is just the basics. So in our subsequent classes, I'll tell you more on how the chess game works. This is a beautiful game for young people, for older people, for family. Play with your friends. Come out. Bright light, open doors, and play chess. I have a very beautiful book in my hands, Daddy Ade and the Good Hair Fairy by Vanessa Schultz. Let's check it. Daddy Ade did not like her hair. It was black as night. It coiled, crimped, and kinked. Dada Ade had loads of coils, hair full of twists and twirls. Her locks were unruly and wild. She pulled it down, it jumped back up. She tucked it here, it went back there. Dada Ade did not like her hair one bit, so she did something about it. Dada Ade went to see the Good Hair Fairy Down the road, past the corner, a cat came to meow and paw. Perhaps you did like some fur. It comes in black, brown, and cream. All you have to do is lick it clean. Daddy laughed and couldn't stop. Fur would be nice, but I'm not a cat. I cannot lick my hair from the top. A dog came to woof and whine. You did like to coat like mine. It's warm in the cold, in the heat it's cool. Daddy didn't want him to think her a fool. Your coat is pretty, straight for sure, but your hair is shedding all over the floor. Mama would not like that, not at all. Your coat is made for doggies after all. And that's our book for Daddy Ade. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. Visit the bookstore today and get a book just like this.